Hi, my name is Stefan Larsson. I'm an associate professor at Lund University and also an affiliate researcher at Forest, Swedish think tank. Today we're going to have a webinar on AI in the EU, and we've invited Fredrik Heinz to hold the keynote. Hi, Fredrik.
Hello.
Hello. You're an associate professor in computer science at Linköping University, also visiting researcher at Lund University, which I really like because that's where I'm at very much. And I know very much about your research work because, not the least from our joint research projects. But today I'm most interested in your sort of the policy work you do. You're a member of the high-level expert group on AI, EU Commission's high-level expert group. You're also president of the Swedish AI Society, and then involved in a whole bunch of expert groups on different levels, not least in Sweden. But number one, a question is, you're a computer scientist, but you're engaged and you spend much effort in the policy area, such as in the high-level expert group. Why? Why is that important?
Well, I think a number of reasons. The first reason is that, in order to make good policy, you need to understand the kind of, in this case, technology that you're trying to make the policy about. So I think there's a need for subject matter experts to get involved in these policy questions. That's the first. And then secondly, I also think in some sense the other way around, that there are a lot of interesting technical challenges that are being raised through policy questions. For example, today it's a lot of discussion about, for example, explainability or transparency and these things that it's not clear how to actually achieve them from a technical perspective. So I really think this broadening or mix of competences and is very important in order to make progress in the field.
That sort of relates to, I wanted to ask you about, because the projects we meet in are very much interdisciplinary. So, and also the policy documents you've released, published 2 within the high-level expert group, and there are more to come. They stress the interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary take, or the need for it. Could you, why could you elaborate a bit on that?
Yes. So, traditionally, AI has been part of computer science and quite a technical field. What we see today is that there's a lot of interesting aspects of AI influencing other parts. For example, how does AI influence the economy or the legal system and so on? So there is a need to, again, combine the competences. If you want to study AI and law, you need to understand both AI and law. It's not necessarily that it's the same person that knows both, but at least you need to collaborate with those that understand both, so you can jointly cover the areas. And I also think AI is interesting in the sense that it's both a kind of technical subject on its own. It's also something that influences other areas, as I've already mentioned, but it's also a methodology. So you can use AI to study other subjects. Of course, today there's a lot of interest in different types of modeling of diseases and spreads of diseases and so on. But for example, at the department I work at Lund University, they're also doing a lot of text analysis that was previously done manually. Now they're collaborating with people doing research on natural language processing, and basically the idea is that the social scientists, they basically train the models for annotating or doing this text analysis, and then the automated models can then do this annotation, for example, and of course be able to more rapidly be able to annotate larger volumes of text than you could do manually.
So both as a method, then AI or machine learning and various sort of techniques within it, but also you see a bunch of tricky questions that require different types of competencies then, I guess. Finally, what can we expect from your work with the high-level expert group? What's the stage now, and what's to come within this year?
So, I mean, last year we published our 2 reports. The first one was on the ethics guidelines for trustworthy AI, and the second one was policy and investment recommendation for the Commission and for the member states. What we have been working on after that is that as part of this ethics guidelines, we also created what we call an assessment list to help organizations do self-assessment of how well they satisfy these requirements that we put out in the guidelines. So we had an initial list in June last year, and now during the fall we have been doing pilot testing of that assessment list, and we have gotten a large number of comments and suggestions on that, which we are now processing and updating this assessment list, and also developing a tool so people or organizations can have an easier time trying to do this self-assessment.
All right, thank you, Fredrik. For those of you who want to hear more, check out the webinar. It's within the European Liberal Forum project on AI in the EU, towards a trustworthy development of artificial intelligence, hosted by Forest, the think tank. Thanks.
Thank you.